smaller male fish don't have a chance to breed because the fish are very size focused. They're like, I only want to the big fish. So like the little fish, get the fuck out of here. So like smaller dudes will transition almost by choice.
Is this like,
so that they can have
the
babies.
black pill, like 4chan transmaxer thing? But
Yes, this is a fish version of transmaxing, where the tiny dudes will transition to being women so that they can have babies.
These fish have incel femboys that are like, I mean, I'm not trans, but bitches won't me.
Yeah, so I guess I'll just
I guess I'll just take hormones and let my homies smash or whatever. The fuck?
Yeah, Nazis are pretty fucking gay. It's the Gender Podcast. Where we believe in science. We don't believe in God. Only science. Science will solve all the problems. That's the trans agenda.
Trans people in science gonna save the day.
Solve the problems with us. With science. Science, bitch.
Science and my trans agenda, I'm returning trans.
Hello.
Hi.
And welcome to another episode of the Gender Yap Podcast.
Gender Yap Podcast.
I'm a yapper named Chloe.
And I'm a yapper named Laura.
And today we wanted to talk to you about transness in the animal kingdom, which we are affectionately calling tranimals, which if you're on our Patreon, you already saw the tease of this episode on its way because it's in one of our deleted scenes. So we're just going to talk about which types of animals can change their sex naturally, evidence that some of the ones that aren't doing it naturally are capable of doing so anyway, just a whole bunch of stuff about how transness is inherent in the concept of life.
It's nature.
It's incredibly nature. So before we dive into our discussion of the tranimals, we think it would be great if you liked and subscribed.
Yes, comment.
Leave a comment. We love a comment.
Hit the notification bell.
Leave a review on your listening app of choice. And subscribe to our Patreon if you want to see deleted scenes, like where we spoil upcoming episodes and do Get Ready With Me's and play Magic the Gathering and have random conversations about random shit that we feel like talking about. Which could be like the origins of patriarchy, whether there's fourth dimensional beings.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the influencer economy on this next one.
We are going to talk about that, so look forward to that episode.
And our takes on that and the changes happening with that.
Soon. Oh yeah, we did one on our experience in the entertainment industry generally. Yeah. It's fun. It's a fun time. Yeah. We get a lot of fun comments. There's new lore dropping. There's inside jokes in our community now about cis queefs versus trans queefs. What is that conversation? I don't know. I guess you should subscribe.
Shout out to Brandy.
Shout out to Brandy. And just when you get too many trans girls in a room together, the conversations can get unhinged. So
if you get me in any room, I get unhinged. I just add that fuel to the fire, you know?
Check it out for yourselves. It's a great time. Email us at thegenderyap@gmail.com.
Yeah, do that.
Yep, do that.
Yeah.
And I guess we're probably good.
Yeah, I think so.
Do you want to learn about tranimals?
Yeah, tell me all about it.
All right. So I've been doing some reading and some research, and I have put together some information. To start out with, there are many different types of sex changing that happens in the animal kingdom.
Okay.
And they all have different names. So I'm just going to go over some terminology.
Okay.
So there's something called sequential hermaphroditism.
Okay. What does that mean?
What a phenomenal question that I'm about to answer for you.
Okay.
So sequential hermaphroditism is when a species is specifically designed to start out as one sex and then transition to the other one over the course of their life.
Oh, so that species is just built to do that.
Yes.
They all do that?
Correct.
That's fascinating.
Yes. So there are many species that do this, that will start out usually as male and then over the course of their lives become female. It's just part of their life cycle.
Oh, that's interesting. So do the males then, all of the females are older, right then?
Yes.
So the female version of the species, if they reproduce, it's always with a younger male. Is that kind of how that's designed?
That would be how it has to work, yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So I guess like and I don't have any like sources on this, but
Sure.
like I have like seen online all of the things they told cis women about like, oh, you know, like your biological clock's ticking and like you have to have kids younger, like
Right.
like the kid can come out weird or whatever. I guess that's more of an issue with like the sperm.
Correct. More and more of the recent studies have been pointing in the direction of like, it's actually the sperm that goes bad and causes birth defects and stuff. The eggs pretty much stay mostly the same throughout life.
Yeah, so like for like cis women that want to give birth,
It might be harder on your body if you're older, like maybe. That
Yeah.
also could be because we live in a culture that tells women to stay small and petite and like never put on any weight, like don't put on muscle, be scrawny.
So it's just funny though because like they push for like women giving birth as young as possible, and if you're like not fully developed, I think that's more dangerous. You know,
I mean, yeah, especially some of these like preteen and teenage girls having babies, like
yeah, I had a friend who gave birth at 13 when I was
That's
a kid. She got
insane.
knocked up at 12, and
That's
she was
terrifying.
small. She was very tiny.
of course she was baby sized.
Yeah, like that's not. I'm sorry,
You're not
that's
even
not natural.
done. You're not even done getting tall yet. Like that's
Yeah.
insane.
But yeah, apparently it's cis men that want to be, or cis men never actually want to be fathers, but like, you know what I mean? Like cis men, it's better for them to be younger and in shape, for like to impregnate a cis woman. Like,
Yeah, they don't want to be dads, but they want to have kids. Like they want their seed to
Yeah.
spread for like, and this isn't just like me claiming something about the psychology of men. It's the biological imperative. It's like the weird thing where it's like it's their drive to like need to have as many babies as possible. It's just that in our culture they also are discouraged from having anything to do with those kids once they have them.
I think it's societal stuff,
It's
really.
absolutely societal.
Because, yeah, I meet so many dudes that are like, I want to be a dad someday. And, like, we're like, okay, well, we don't want to be moms. And they're like, but that's what you're supposed to want to do.
Right.
And it's like, no, you just think that because you're subscribing to the idea that you're supposed to want to spread your seed and, like,
Yeah.
leave behind
And
your
because
legacy.
we've been living in a patriarchy for thousands of years that specifically has designed every aspect of culture around controlling women and controlling reproduction.
Yeah. Everyone wants to be, like, a father, but they don't want to be, like, a dad.
Yeah.
You know?
It's not where I thought we were going.
I know, sorry for the,
Sequential
like...
hermaphroditism.
Yeah.
Because then there's also simultaneous hermaphroditism, which
Oh.
is when a species is born usually with both sets of breeding equipment.
Okay.
This tends to exist in like deep ocean creatures
Oh, that's so fascinating.
because like it's hard to find other mates that deep where it's like everything's
Yeah.
sparse, there's no light, like
It's like, I guess if we want to keep this going, I'll impregnate myself. Yeah.
yeah. And at least 2 of those species are currently known to self-fertilize, where they'll like have sex with themselves and reproduce by fertilizing their own eggs. They don't call it asexual reproduction because it is technically sexual
Yeah.
reproduction, but it's self-sexual reproduction.
That's crazy. I'm glad I don't have that because every time I,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
masturbate, I'd be a deadbeat dad with only me to blame. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm the deadbeat mom and dad.
Yeah,
This is
literally.
devastating.
That low-key sounds like a nightmare. Wait,
Does it? Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess it would depend on how it, like, itself, right? Like,
Right.
so it can choose not to impregnate itself, right?
I don't know. Like,
Oh.
again, these are deep sea creatures, which is like the least explored place on the
So
planet.
we don't know much about it.
There's not a lot we know.
Yeah.
Like right now, we know that 2 species can self-fertilize.
Mm-hmm.
There are probably more. I don't know that we've necessarily witnessed these things happening because we have to go down there where there's no light and like
Yeah.
watch them
Yeah.
to try to figure that out.
And then it's scary down there. We don't know
It's
what's down
terrifying,
there.
exactly.
Have you seen some of those fish and stuff? They're kind of scary.
Yeah.
It's creepy. Yeah.
There's probably like giant monsters just fucking themselves. and
Yeah.
having giant monster babies.
Yeah, horrifying
in the
beasts.
mantle of the earth.
that we thought were extinct that are just
Exactly.
existing down there. Yeah.
Yeah, the Meg is down there. I saw
Mm.
the Jason Statham movie. Anyway,
I don't get the joke, the context of the joke, but it's okay.
doesn't matter. Then we get to the different names for when there's specifically a male to female sexual transition. They
Okay.
call that protandry.
Okay.
And species that do this are like comb jellies, flatworms, gastropods, butterflies.
Okay.
And then there's protogeny, which is when it's from female to male.
Okay.
And that is most common in fish.
Okay.
There's a lot of fish that will go female to male.
That's so fascinating.
Participating in protogeny. And 75% of the sequentially hermaphroditic fish that do this do so because at birth, it's maybe like 50-50 males and females, but smaller male fish don't have a chance to breed because the fish are very size focused. They're like, I only want to the big fish. So like the little fish, get the fuck out of here. So like smaller dudes will transition almost by choice.
Is this like,
so that they can have
the
babies.
black pill, like 4chan transmaxer thing? But
Yes, this is a fish version of transmaxing where the tiny dudes will transition to being women so that they can have babies.
These fish have incel femboys that are like, I mean, I'm not trans, but bitches won't me.
Yeah, so I guess I'll just
I guess I'll just take hormones and let my homies smash or whatever. The fuck?
Yes. And 75% of the fish species that do this have that.
Oh my god. Okay. We're just at the beginning of this. This is blowing my mind.
I'm just talking terminology right now.
Oh. All right.
I'm glad this episode is already more entertaining than I even hoped it would be.
I figured I would find this fascinating.
It is fascinating.
Yeah.
Shit. So there's two different types of like reproductive systems that exist in the animal kingdom. One is Iteroparity, which is pretty normal. I think most species have Iteroparity, which means that you're able to breed multiple times throughout your life. And then you have Semelparity, which means once you reach maturity, you breed and that kills you. And there are a ton of species where like once they breed, they die and they give over what's left of their life to the offspring.
Ugh.
Like octopuses do that.
I'd start a 4B movement if I was an octopus, apparently.
Yeah. I mean, there's that like Rick and Morty episode about the...
Oh, yeah, what are they
like,
called?
wait, all you do is shit eggs and die?
Yeah, literally.
Like... what if we didn't do that?
Yeah.
And yeah. But yeah, there's a bunch of species that like they live a long life, they don't breed, they don't have sex, and then once they do, it's over.
Damn, that sounds like a nightmare.
I mean, we are, as a sexual species that has Iteroparity, it does sound like a nightmare.
Damn.
But if you were a Semelparity species, you might not think it was so bad. You might be like, I just got to save it for the right one. For the absolute best.
So they have like a purity culture, but it's because it literally kills them.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, that's one of the main reasons I never want to birth a person is because it, like, you know, women die from it, you know?
100%.
Or just anyone that can give birth.
Used to happen a lot more often than it happens these days, but
yeah, but it's still a problem.
It's absolutely.
Because most doctors are dudes and they don't fucking listen to us.
Especially now that they've made abortion illegal again, which is healthcare.
Yeah, literally.
People are dying, like, not even giving birth to children, just like having a miscarriage, just like go rotten inside of them.
Yeah.
And then they get infected and die.
Yeah. And even if they don't die, that's so traumatizing. It's disgusting. They're trying to take that away from everybody. Like, it's so, like, what are we doing?
I hate it.
Yep.
Okay, now we're going to get into some of the different types of species and the way in which they are trans, basically. So the first is it's an entire class of fish. They're called Teleosts.
Okay.
Or Teleosts. I don't know exactly the pronunciation. But 88% of Teleosts remain one sex throughout their whole lives. But the other 12% are trans.
Okay.
And the more of these species I looked at, like, it was surprising to me, or maybe not that surprising. The species that do have transness that's like inherent, the percentage of the species that does that is between 5 and 10%.
Which I feel like is probably the more accurate number for like human trans people. So
yeah,
fascinating.
Yeah, with this entire class of fish, it's like 12%. And I think people would think that like it's all genetic. But environment plays a huge role in whether or not they change sex.
Oh, okay. Environment in what way?
Environment like the temperature of the water.
Oh,
environment like how many fish are around, what types of toxins are in the water.
Oh, wow.
Just all these different things all play a role, and depending on the mix and the whatever, like more or less of them will become trans and change sex.
That's fascinating. Is that across the board with most of the species you found, or is
Not
it
most of the species, but this is all teleosts, and there's a bunch of other species that kind of do the same thing.
And teleosts are which one again?
It's like a bunch of different kinds of fish. It's like clownfish, anglerfish,
Okay.
wrasses, sea bass, like a bunch of fish are technically teleosts.
Do they have male to female and female to male? Which kind is this? This
Yep.
is where they just can go back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have some more stuff written down about like what plays a role in causing this.
Okay.
So like part of it is genetics,
Okay.
but this class of fish has two separate possible, like we have an XY. So they have XY, but they also have a completely separate gene that is ZW. And if you are XY, you end up male, or if you are ZZ, you end up male. And you can be some combination of all you can be like ZWXY.
So is their transness also just like an intersex condition technically then?
Kind of.
That's so
It
fascinating.
is. It's the amount of crossover between like transness and intersex throughout all of this is high.
This feels like it's confirming something.
Look, I don't want to go too far and spread some theories and some hypotheses.
Yeah,
but
this is obviously speculation. It
this
hasn't been
is-
proven, but that is so interesting.
But like it correlates to humanity, and I will talk about humans in here at the very end. So much like in humans, there's like a ton of possible combinations. There you can be like ZZZW, you can be like XXXY, you can be ZWXY, like so many different combinations of things. And yet they still just have the two sexes with probably a bunch of intersex conditions. And the way that environment plays a role, so it can be the temperature of the water, the pH level of the water, the growth rate of the fish itself, the growth rate of the population density, and how social are you being. All of those things can change your sex if you're one of these fish.
That's fascinating. So the thing about like the population and how big or small it is, my theory for like humans at least, and this is a theory, it's not fact, but I really think when we become too populated, you have more like gay and trans people, because when there's too many of you, nature's like, whoa, 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 slow down. You know what I mean? Because gay and trans people tend to not have their own kids. There's ways to do it.
I also don't know that it's so much about specifically population size as it is about access to resources.
Oh, that.
And I think that capitalism is making it seem like the population is too big, but like we produce more food than all the living people need in a year. Like every year we produce additional food and then it just wastes because we don't have the money to buy it or
Yeah,
whatever.
which is
Like,
crazy.
We're not producing to need, we're producing to profit. Unfortunately, that means that like a lot of people don't have access to the food they need. A lot of people have access to more food than they need.
Yeah.
And I do think that you see a lot more like in resource scarce environments or in poverty stricken environments, you do see more LGBTQ rainbow existence.
That's interesting.
I don't have like data to back that up, so like don't quote me on that, but it feels like it's a thing.
Yeah. Or even like ratios, like because you know how in China they had the one kid rule, so everyone was like opting to have a like son instead of daughter. So people were being like, it was like a weird eugenics kind of for gender. And then they had too many men in their society, and I guess there's like a big culture of gay men in China now because when there's like so many males and then like only so few females, and then it's a big, they're very populated there on top of that too. Like that's bound to happen. Nature's gonna be like, well, not all of you need to f a bitch, so
Yeah. And also like sexuality is complicated. Like that's why there's been really no success in finding like a gay gene.
Yeah.
Because it's not just genetics. It's
Yeah,
a
no.
combination of genetics, hormone environment,
Yes.
who the mother is, the environment you were raised in, what she was eating, and then just also like what are you growing up around?
Yeah.
What are you seeing? It's like around age, I think like 8 or 9, I think is what I read, where like your sexual preferences kind of get like locked in.
That's so fascinating.
And it really has very little to do with your genetics. It's based on so many other factors and things going on. So like we've decided in the 90s after we mapped the DNA sequence that like genetics has the answer to everything. But the more we look at it, the more it's like, it's not that easy.
Yeah, there's also the human brain, like we don't know much about it, right? Like
I mean, we know a lot about it.
yeah, but
but
there's
also
a lot we don't know.
There's probably significantly more that we don't know
There's so
than there
much
is that we know.
There was some guy that had a brain injury, like I think in the 1800s or early 1900s. But I'd heard this story of a guy who had a brain injury at work, like something like impaled his skull, and he lived and he was fine.
I know
But
the story.
it completely changed his personality, like completely.
Yeah, but he was still fully functional.
Yeah, he was
Same
fine. It
person,
just
yeah.
completely changed who he was as a person. So I even think there's a lot we can't explain because there's so much about the human brain that we don't know about
Yeah.
still. Like I do think like your brain is wired a certain way.
Or any of the studies they've done where they like split the brain in half. And like people sometimes will develop 2 personalities, like a left side, right side, and the different parts of their body, like because the left side controls the right side of your body, the right side. But there's also people where like they had to remove half of the brain, and the other half eventually learns to take over all of the previous duties of the other half of the brain.
Oh wow.
Like it's not immediate, it takes a while, but like eventually it's like, oh, those other tasks aren't being done, I'll just handle them myself. There's a lot that we know, and there's so much that we don't know. And so much of like the stuff that we could learn, the type of study you'd have to design to learn it would be so unethical.
Yeah.
You know, you'd be like just basically killing somebody or like fucking them up forever.
Yeah.
Which like who's to say there aren't people actually doing those things, you know?
Yeah,
That's
you
probably
never
some
know.
secret shit in the Epstein files they're not telling us about.
Yeah. Or
Weird studies they're doing on people.
who knows what they're doing at the freaking concentration camps that they're putting our like
Exactly.
immigrants in right now. That's actually a kind of dark, fucked up part of like the Holocaust and slavery, even in the US. They learned a lot about like modern medicine through the torturing people, which is like so terrible.
History is dark.
Yeah.
Back to fish.
Back to fish.
So the Bluestreak cleaner wrasse
Okay.
is a type of fish in this class, the Teleosts.
Uh-huh.
Typically how their breeding works is that there is a male and it has a harem of 10 females.
Okay.
And the male will breed with all 10 of the females and they just kind of travel together.
It's giving red pill.
And if the male dies or leaves or is taken for whatever reason, the largest or most dominant female will just switch to male and take over his place.
What?
Yeah. Whoever the head bitch in charge is, she's like, all right, I'm the man now. And then she'll just fuck everybody.
What? That's and what is this?
It's a type of fish.
That's so insane.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Does the more dominant female ever like fight the male before he dies? Does that ever happen? Do you know?
I don't know. I mean, possibly. Like, if the male dies for any reason, which could mean that she killed him, like,
Yeah, like what if
it's
she's like,
possible.
watch out, fucker, I'm not actually a girl, I'm a trans guy. I'm gonna take over your harem of bitches.
Yeah. But, like, she will grow testes as soon as he goes missing. And then,
Wow.
yeah, and literally develop fully, just switch to male fully. And then fuck all the bitches.
That's great.
This process will continue. Like, if the new dude is removed, the next largest female will then also transition. Like, they all have the ability to transition. It's just like, do they need to? If the guy goes missing, yeah, somebody's got to transition, and it'll just be whoever the biggest fish is. And then, like, it'll just keep happening. You take the man, the next woman is a man, and then you take that man, the next woman is a man. Like,
That's insane.
Yeah. and the new dude might collect some new bitches for the harem. I don't like. It's just that's just the cycle. That's how they do their life. So then we get to the clownfish.
Okay.
Clownfish is the type of fish that Nemo is.
Yes.
They live in groups, but within the like school of clownfish, only the largest male and the largest female breed. Everyone else just kind of vibes.
Okay.
It's literally just the two biggest. Like, y'all are the breeders. The rest of us we're just here.
Wow.
And if the female dies, the male will change to female and find the next largest dude to breed with.
Damn. So he switches, and then she's like, "One of you got to start lifting or something." Damn.
Yeah. So like Finding Nemo is scientifically inaccurate because Marlin would have transitioned to being a woman before searching for Nemo.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
his wife
his
died
mom
at the start. Yeah. So he would have transed. So in my headcanon, Marlin's a girl the whole time.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I mean, they are in Australia and they're having a right-wing party rise right now, right? So, like, maybe it wasn't safe for her to come out, you know?
I mean, the whole world is having a right-wing rise right now because, you know, resource scarcity leads to harsher conditions.
Also, it's mostly white people countries right now.
It is mostly white people countries.
Yeah, it's white supapremacy and patriarchy holding on to its last little breath before it dies.
Imperialistic, capitalistic,
Yeah.
white supremacist, patriarchal bullshit that
Yeah.
we're all trapped in. Anyway. So this one I just couldn't even believe. We're going to take a quick break from the episode to tell you about a sponsor that we really stand by.
Tcomfifits.
Tcomfifits.
The best way to fight capitalism is to destroy the corporations that are screwing us all over.
I mean, I do agree with that.
And the way we do that is supporting smaller businesses, especially if they're owned by queer people.
Especially a queer-owned small business. And Tcomfifits is indeed a queer-owned business with trans people in mind. Truly and genuinely, I wouldn't support telling you all this stuff if I didn't actually stand by it. Like, I love the pants.
Yeah, they look great, too.
They look awesome. I got tucking jeans where they have, like, a tucking thing, like, built into it. They make my ass look amazing, and the fit is really nice, and they flare out, and they're like long enough, which it's so hard to find pants that are long enough as a trans person who is tall.
Yeah, I'm a cis tall girl. I want them to make clothing for cis girls too, so I can get those, because my pants are always capris. Look at these bitches. These are pants, they're capris.
Yeah, my pants are also always capris.
Yeah, but they look amazing. I got a boxer set and a bra. The bra has like binding technology, so it like flattens your chest for you. So if you're like a trans mask or a trans guy, or it's like if you're just a cis woman that doesn't give a shit if you got boobs or not, you could also buy them. But yeah, they're very comfortable, and the pants look amazing.
Yeah.
They make gender-affirming outfits.
I stand by them. And we have a promo code. If you type in the Gender Yap
dash BOGO. We'll put it up on the screen.
The Gender Yap dash BOGO. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a buy one, get one. Is it buy one, get one free?
Yeah.
That's fucking amazing.
Yep.
So basically you can get two things for the price of one thing.
Yeah.
Or just assume, you know, you're getting two things that are both half off, which is incredible.
Yeah.
Get yourself some trans-affirming, trans-made clothes from Tcomfifits.
Also, if you're somebody who is still kind of closeted where you're living and it's not super safe, their packaging is very discreet as well.
Oh yeah, you'd never know what's in there.
Yeah. And now back to our show.
The anglerfish.
Okay.
You know which one the anglerfish
Yes, I
is.
do.
So the anglerfish, the males are way smaller than the females. The males are like one, maybe even smaller than 1/10 the size of the females.
Oh, wow. That's like black widows.
Yeah.
Spiders, yeah.
So when they breed, the male will become permanently attached to the female anglerfish and eventually deteriorate until it's just a sperm organ that is attached to the female, who will then use it to procreate with herself. He loses his identity, his entire sense of autonomy. He basically dies and becomes an organ on the female to produce sperm and basically turns into a penis.
That's basically what our society does to women, but in reverse, so damn.
Yeah.
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 I know a lot of straight girls that find a guy, become so obsessed with them and just love them, and that guy doesn't give a fuck and then just uses her for sex.
Yep.
Like,
I'm just a baby creating
just a uterus.
attachment that you don't respect.
Wow.
Yep.
This is blowing my mind. All right.
He's not technically dead. He's not technically alive. He's a penis.
Just a dick.
He's just a dick.
Damn.
I know. The animal kingdom is wild.
Female anglerfishes are living. Damn.
It's like, I will make you a part of
That's
me.
like a dominatrix
Yeah.
type society they got
Yeah,
going on
literally.
there. That's
Thank you
crazy.
so much for the sperm, and now you're my dick forever.
Yeah.
Do whatever I say.
Yeah. And he's like, yes, mommy, please.
Yeah, give me your
I'll do whatever
soul.
you want. I'll shrink into nothing but my genitals just for you. Fuck.
So that's like a version of trans, I guess. Like, she's not like transitioning, but like she sort of is. She grows a dick out of a guy.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
So now we're going to get into the Lysmata or the Lysmata, which is a type of shrimp.
Okay.
This type of shrimp uniquely, they're the only species that we know of that has protandric simultaneous hermaphroditism.
And that's the female to male version, right?
Male to female is
Male to
is
female.
protandric.
Okay.
And simultaneous hermaphroditism is transitioning over the course of your life cycle.
Okay. Got you.
The males of the species will become hermaphrodites, meaning that they will then have both sets of reproductive equipment.
Wow.
Every known species of this type of shrimp does this, and we know of 51 of them currently. And every time we find a new Lysmata, like, yeah, the dudes are transitioning over their lifetime.
That's so crazy.
And during their female phase, they have functioning male and female tissue. They produce both egg and sperm. And when paired up, because they end up getting in relationships, they will take turns having babies. Like one partner will have a kid, and then the other one will have the kids, and they just go back and forth.
Honestly, I like that. It's equality.
Yeah, fully equal.
If humans could do that, no man would ever want a child. He'd be like, you want me to shove what out of my butt?
Yeah.
You could go to McDonald's and be like, I'll have a Big Mac, and can I get an abortion as well? They'd be
Yeah.
like, we got you.
Yeah.
Come on back.
Yep.
Like,
You want a small or a large?
yeah, literally.
So now we get into, this is another one that fascinated me, sunfish.
Okay.
So sunfish have 4 sexes.
Okay.
There's female, and there are 3 different male sexes.
Oh, fascinating.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Mostly like the size of the fish,
Oh, okay.
but they have like very strict like roles for each of the sexes. And there's something genetically that's different enough that they consider them actually a different sex.
Okay. Fascinating.
Yeah. So many of the males in this species end up homosexual, and they will form sort of dude pair bonds with each other. Usually specifically like the large one and then the medium one. They will kind of like, the medium one will like do this sort of mating dance thing. And if the large one is like, hell yeah, then they start traveling together. They mark territory together. If the big one's not into it, he'll just like kill the other one.
Oh!
So it's like, it's a high risk situation. We're like, hey,
Like, I'm gonna do a little dancey dance.
Are you
Please fuck
into
me.
me?
Please don't kill me.
are you into me? Are you into
Yeah.
me? If not, I'm dead.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But then they'll share territory, they'll hunt together, and then a lot of the times they will then have threesomes with females.
Okay, so they're bisexual.
Yeah.
I love this one.
And they do this weird thing where like the smaller male, the medium-sized male will like get in between the big male and the female and just like kind of be in the middle and be squished. Like while the other two are fucking.
So the medium fish has a cook kink?
Kind of. But also the medium one will also be able to provide some of the sperm to fertilize some of the eggs.
Oh, so they like...
So they're like both breeding, but for some reason the medium one just likes to be squished in the middle.
Why did they teach me this shit in school?
I don't know.
I would have been locked in if they taught us this shit. This is fucking insane.
Yeah, I would have had questions. I would have been taking notes. I would have been there.
Everyone needs to see this episode. I gotta get a good thumbnail for it. Okay.
Okay.
Fuck.
And then when they end up laying the eggs, like, because the fish will like, they just like plant them all up against a rock or whatever. Then the female will just dip and the males guard the eggs. Wow. And the males make sure they hatch.
So they're deadbeat moms in this fish society.
Yes, correct. And so the males will like literally stay with the eggs for however many weeks it is, and they will never leave even to eat. They don't hunt, they don't eat, they just sit there, and they eventually like deteriorate and get really, really tiny because like they're just surviving off of whatever they have eaten lately. And then
Does mama fish ever come back around?
nah.
Damn!
No, once they hatch, then they're on their own, you know? But like dad's job is just make sure that the eggs hatch.
Do they ever try to find the mom and she's like, nah, they ain't mine?
I mean-
Like, take me to court. I'm not paying child
I
support.
mean, that's the version of Finding Nemo I want to see.
Right? Oh my God.
Finding Mamo. So then I just wrote down, because it's fascinating. It's not like a form of trans. It's just like a breeding difference in animals. Seahorses, as you know, the males are the ones who
Yes,
carry and
seahorse
birth
dads.
the babies. Seahorse dads.
I learned
We love
about
our
that as
seahorse
a
dads.
child, and I remember being like, what a life. That must be nice. Yeah.
In honor of this episode, I wore my seahorse earrings today. They're so small, you can't even probably tell.
Yeah, shout out to all the seahorse dads. If we
Shout
have
out
any trans guys that have ever
to the
birthed a
seahorse
person.
dads.
Some of the only men I respect.
That's fair. That's fair. So then we get to banana slugs.
I know about banana slugs.
Yeah? What do you know about banana slugs?
I just know they're a big, giant, yellow slug, and they're in like tropical like environments, like rainforests and shit.
I think
correct?
so.
Yeah,
I think that's right.
Yeah, I saw some nature documentary as a child, and I was like, a banana slug. That's so cool. I don't know. Core memory of mine.
Sure. So banana slugs are simultaneous hermaphrodites,
Okay.
which means they have both eggs and sperm.
Okay.
And they all are. They can self-fertilize if they need to,
Okay.
but they choose not to. They usually will find a partner, and they'll kind of wrap around each other and simultaneously fertilize each other's eggs.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they're like a genderless species in a way.
Kinda, yeah.
I didn't know banana slugs were non-binary. That's so cool.
They are non-binary, or they're bigender. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're
Gender fluid.
gender fluid.
That sounds like gender fluid.
It's kind of gender fluid.
Yeah.
It's a bit of everything. I can do it all.
Wow.
Oysters. Oysters start as male and then switch to female as they age.
Okay.
This is, I think, across the board.
Okay.
They can switch back and forth seasonally, depending on needs or environment or whatever. It seems like temperature plays a role, like a fairly significant role.
Okay.
A lot of the stuff I was finding is like warmer temperatures cause more women.
Real.
Yeah, as temperature increases for oysters, for a lot of lizards, turtles, a bunch of species, if the water is warmer, a higher percentage of females will come about. And the species that can change sex, if they're born male and it's warm, they will transition to female.
Damn.
And I'm like, is climate change playing a role in this? We know it is in the animal kingdom, but like if you're seeing, if not that there actually is like a surge of trans people in the world, and like it seems like that it's pretty evenly split in humans amongst like trans women and trans men. So I don't know. It does feel like the world is trying to aim more towards femininity lately.
Yeah, just in general.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're moving into a matriarchy. I
Yeah.
firmly believe
Yeah.
that it's about to switch.
Maybe we needed climate change.
Yeah, maybe.
to get us there.
Yeah.
I mean, I would hate that to be true. But
Yeah, but it might be.
if it is the thing, if we survive the climate disaster, then like, I don't know, maybe that's
might get a whole lot
the
better
only thing
after.
that creates a matriarchy.
Yeah.
Because patriarchy destroys the world and matriarchy rebuilds it.
I've seen so many videos of like cis het men getting online and being like, yo, at this point, I just want the women to take over. Like,
Yeah.
can we please do that? Can you guys please do that? Because like, it's like, this is
that's
terrible.
kind of what I mean. It's like
Yeah.
more and more and more men. It's like there is this there's this push socially towards, other than like, you know, the dumb idiots in charge right now who are like,
Yeah.
we need more masculinity. But like the reason they're so petrified of losing masculinity is because we are leaning more into femininity
Yeah.
generically as a culture.
I think a lot of men too, they have this fear that if we moved into a matriarchy, it would be what they've done to women in
They
reverse.
think it would be, yeah, but that's not how it works. That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, it's just not how women operate. We are better at working as there's always some bitches that are like awful, you know, but
Sure.
like we know how to work as a team.
Yeah.
So the odds of like one woman rising to power and like having this
Yeah.
hierarchy over everybody, like that just simply would not happen, because there would be an entire group of women going like, no, you are not allowed to take power if you're going to be shitty. Like, you know what I mean?
It shows a fundamental misunderstanding, and I understand why, because nobody ever teaches it, but of what patriarchy is, which is at its core, it doesn't just mean man in charge. It means hierarchy designed to control and traffic women.
Yeah.
Like, that is the origins of it. That is how it came into being.
Yeah.
It was always about controlling
Yeah.
population, which means controlling people capable of creating life.
And it's not even just trafficking women, it's like young girls.
Yeah.
It's like kids,
Yes.
you know?
Yes. I shouldn't use women as the catch-all term for female, but also
Yeah.
I hate saying female because it's so loaded these days, you know?
It feels like a little incel that's like females, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
women and girls
Yeah.
is maybe a better
Yeah.
term for what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, mostly girls,
Yeah. Mostly.
unfortunately. So, frogs. There's a bunch of species of frogs. Frogs can only change their sex while they're still tadpoles. We haven't yet seen frogs that develop and then switch gender or switch sex. But while they're tadpoles, they can sort of, I don't know if it's like a conscious decision or if it's again based on environment. They can be like, actually, no, I'm going to develop as female.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the frickin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Sorry, I had to. It just popped into my head.
So, interestingly enough,
gay frogs, frickin' frogs.
That
Okay,
is,
I'm done.
that is incredibly relevant to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because for a long time, scientists believed that the only reason this was happening, where the frogs were transitioning their sex, is because of human pollution. They genuinely believed it is purely the fact that we're dumping estrogen in the water and it's turning all the frogs into females instead of males. Like, they genuinely believed this. In truth, a recent study discovered that tadpoles, even in a perfectly controlled laboratory environment where there is no pollution whatsoever, this happens, where they'll like test the frog's genome, see they're like, oh, this is a male frog, and then it will be like, nah, I'm gonna be a girl, and it will choose its gender in like the pre-puberty stage, basically.
Wow.
And then once it starts developing into a frog, it's like the decision's locked in.
Oh, that is so fascinating.
Yeah.
Damn.
And I thought that was interesting because like that's the same shit they're saying about people now, like trans people. They're like, oh, it's got to be something to do with like the hormones. It's got to be something to do with like the toxins in the mother. And they're trying to do all these studies to try to figure out like, what is it, birth order? Is it this other thing? Like, what is it? How do we prevent trans people from being born? And it's like they genuinely thought it was human caused, like the Alex Jones idea that like the chemicals we put in the water are transing the frogs. And they think that the hormones in the food or whatever is transing the babies, the human babies. And it's like, no, this was just a natural thing that happened. And we just didn't start looking until there was pollution. So we drew a conclusion that didn't make sense.
Yeah, based on the timeline we were on.
Right.
It's also like who cares if people are trans sometimes? It's just such a weird thing to like.
It's a strange thing to be upset about.
Yeah. They're acting like you have this like terrible disability that like affects your life in a negative way. Like it does, but it's because people treat trans people like shit. You know, if people treated trans people like people and were respectful, like that wouldn't even be a thing.
Yep.
Like it's just people are so dumb.
So like if you go catch a frog right now and it's a male frog, easily could have XX chromosomes. You find a female frog, could be XY, because the XY chromosomes have essentially nothing to do with whether or not the frog develops male or female.
Yeah.
They're just kind of there, and then the frog decides, or the temperature of the water decides, like, nah, you're going to go the other way with it.
That's why transphobic talking points about like, oh, well, your chromosomes. And it's like, no, because intersex people exist.
Yep.
There are men and women and, you know, non-binary people that are intersex that have a different variation. You can't determine a person's sex or gender based on that. Like, it's, you know, and people will still argue it. And I'm like, science literally disagrees with you.
Yep.
Like,
yep. If you ask anyone in any science field, they will tell you, sorry, it's more complicated than that.
Yeah.
But the people who took like third grade biology, they'll go till they die that it's XX and XY, and that's the only thing that matters, and it's the only thing that determines anything. But like, I already have given you like 20 examples today of times where it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
It just isn't how it works.
Or even like intersex women that might have like XX chromosomes. I'm not sure what all the variations are, but like if she has like male male genitalia and female genitalia or some variation like that.
Yep.
Like, she has the chromosomes, but she has a penis. So, like, is she not a woman now because she has a penis? Because they'll argue, like, oh, like, if you have a penis, you're a man. And it's like, that's just not, it's not true.
It's just not how science works.
It's just factually incorrect.
It's just literally like made up stuff that they told you when you're in 3rd grade.
If a cis man starts growing tits because he has some sort of condition, like, is he no longer a man because he has some breast tissue now? Like, what are we doing here and why do you care?
I mean, they do believe that.
Yeah.
I'm just being silly with this one.
Okay.
But the dinosaurs from Jurassic Park, bunch of those dinosaurs are trans.
Really? Why?
So the plot of the movie is they take DNA from the dinosaurs that they found from like a mosquito that sucked a dinosaur's blood back in the day and then got trapped in the sap of a tree and it got preserved in amber. So they're able to like get small fragments of dinosaur DNA, but it's like incomplete. So they have to like fill in the gaps with existing animals that they know of that are like closely related. So technically all of the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park are like baseline dinosaurs, but they also mix in like frog and lizard and all these other different species. What they don't realize is that some of the frogs that they mixed in are the type of frogs we just talked about, which can change their sex. So the way that the park was trying to control and make it so that like it didn't get out of control and like there's too many dinosaurs, what do we do? Is they specifically genetically engineered every dinosaur to be female. So every dinosaur in the park is XX, every dinosaur in the park is a female dinosaur at birth.
Wow.
And they were like, that way we can control when they breed because we can go fertilize their eggs easily, you know, and they're not going to breed with each other. At one point, after the park is failing, they find a nest of eggs that has hatched and they go, oh shit.
Oh, how did that happen?
This is bad because that means there's more dinosaurs on the island than we know about. How is this possible? And the paleontologist is like, well, you guys said you mixed in frog DNA. Some frogs change their sex if there's not enough males or females around.
And a T-Rex just comes out like, psych, I'm a trans guy! Ha!
Yeah. So a significant portion of the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park are trans men.
Wow. That's so crazy.
And I feel like maybe watching that movie 7,000 times as a child had something to do with me accepting my transness later in life.
That's so funny. You know, that t-shirt, there's a company called Vasaricore that sent us some shirts, and they're good shirts. Check them out.
Check them out.
But you're one with the trans flag, and it's like, my existence is ungovernable, and it's like
T-Rex.
the T-Rex.
Yeah.
And the person that owns that company is an autistic person, so they must know a thing or two about trans dinosaurs.
If they've seen Jurassic Park, I mean, because of Jurassic Park, it is a running joke in the trans community and has been for like a decade at least that dinosaurs are all trans. And there was I think it was in like the early 2020s. I can't remember the year exactly. Maybe it might have been 2021, where Apple was like adding a bunch of new emojis. The trans community just decided that one of the dinosaurs, the dinosaur emoji, is a trans dinosaur. And so anytime anybody like used that emoji, they'd be like, trans dinosaur. And like the right wing got so pissed off. They were like, how do you know it's a trans dinosaur? And they were like, how do you know it's not a trans dinosaur?
Yeah, literally. Why are you so mad about this?
Yeah. And so it just became this like weird niche culture war thing where like,
that's so funny.
Everyone was arguing that like dinosaurs are trans. That dinosaur specifically is trans.
Yeah. Wow.
So if you see a trans t-shirt with a dinosaur on it, there's a long history of the reason why.
Wow.
Including Jurassic Park back in the 90s.
And that Vasaricore t-shirt.
Yep,
yeah,
exactly. So I bet if we asked the person who owns that company, they'd be like, yeah, I know about the trans dinosaur thing.
I might DM them.
You probably should. Butterflies, approximately 1 in every 10,000 butterflies showcases something called gynandromorphism.
Okay.
Which is specifically that it is both male and female in a very specific way where it'll almost be like random parts of their body will be male and other random parts of the body will be female.
Androgynous.
Kind of androgynous.
Okay. They have androgynous butterflies?
Yes.
This is blowing my mind.
Sometimes it's just like totally random. Sometimes they're literally split down the middle and their left half is male and their right half is female.
Wow.
And why does that happen? I don't know. But like sometimes you might call it an intersex butterfly, but it is simultaneously male and female because they have, what's the word, sexual dimorphism. And so they have like very specific looks that are only male and specific ones that are only female. And these butterflies are just both. It'll have like one wing that's brown and one wing that's blue.
Wow. That's really cool. It's like Uncle Clifford from P-Valley.
It's kind of like Uncle Clifford from P-Valley.
Baddest bitch on the show, I swear.
Yeah. Gynandromorphism is also found in crustaceans, insects, and birds.
Okay.
Notably, the cardinal.
Oh.
Cardinals sometimes have like a male breast and a female breast and a male wing and a female wing and like a male leg and a female leg and like just kind of randomly assorted. And we know this in part because male cardinals are red and female cardinals are like brown gray. You'll find a bird that's like spotted red and spotted gray and spotted brown and just like a weird mix of like,
That's so crazy.
of like, oh, this bird is multi-sex essentially.
That's like a human having like one titty and then the other side is just like a jack bicep and pecs or something. Like that's so crazy.
That's almost exactly
like
what it
a
would be
beard
like.
on one side and then
Or if like a half of a penis and one testicle and a half a vagina with one ovary. Like
that's so crazy.
yeah, I know. Just a thing.
I'll never look at cardinals the same way again.
Just a thing that happens. Copperhead snakes.
Copperhead snakes.
You know about copperheads? They're very venomous. People are always freaking out about copperheads. They have copperheads.
Well, I mean, I figured that the name was implying something.
Some female copperheads are capable of virgin birth. Snake Jesus.
Virgin Mary snakes?
Virgin Mary
what?
snakes, yes. Because they are capable of doing parthenogenesis, which means they have these specific cells called a polar body, which decides to become an egg or a sperm.
Okay.
And the cell itself like makes this decision. And if it becomes a sperm and there's already an egg, it can just fertilize its own egg. And then it can give birth even though it's never mated. And even though it's not male, it just will like be a female who has like a single sperm cell that fertilizes an egg and then it's pregnant. Yeah.
What if the Virgin Mary in the Bible...
What if she was doing parthenogenesis?
Yeah, what if there's like
about
scientific fact to back up that story we don't know about?
If it is possible, I bet it would be exceedingly rare, maybe like a once in 2,000 year occurrence.
Yeah, so, you know,
maybe.
based on that timeline,
But also,
we could have been due for one of those.
I recently saw somebody who like speaks the original language that the Bible was written in.
Oh, Aramaic, yeah.
Aramaic, and they were like, so the word that we have translated to virgin does not mean never had sex. It means like pure.
Yeah.
Which back in the day, that didn't have anything to do with sex. Like they didn't think of sexuality as impurity. That's like a more modern definition that we put on it. So like if they're saying she's a virgin, they might just mean she's wearing like a lot of white clothes.
Yeah. I have a friend who speaks Hebrew fluently that I knew as a teenager. She read the Bible in Aramaic because the letters are the same. It's like Spanish and English where the alphabet's the same, but it's a different language. And she understands Aramaic enough to read. And she said there's so many things in there that you cannot translate into English or other languages. Yeah. So she's like,
culture's changed so much.
Yeah. Even if the Bible hadn't been rewritten a billion fucking times, like even just like the original text, translating it to a new language changes it inherently. It just, there's no way around that. So
either the Virgin Mary just wore a lot of white.
Yeah.
Or she was a copperhead.
Wow.
And impregnated herself.
And all the men in charge were like, there has to be a man involved. It was God.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah.
Bearded dragons.
Really?
So they can perform sex reversal while still in the egg.
Oh.
Before they're born, they can be one sex and then just
change.
Switch it over. Be like, actually, I'm going to be the other one. Specifically, warm temperatures will change male eggs to female.
Wow.
They will still be XY chromosomes, but they will live and act and reproduce as females.
Wow.
They also, they lay twice as many eggs as the XX females.
Really?
Mm-hmm. If you are a trans lizard, you will lay twice as many eggs as your cis counterparts.
Damn.
And you are more likely to breed.
Yeah,
so transness was created in this species as a form of survival and a benefit to evolution.
That's That's so crazy. So they would probably have a reverse thing in society if they had politics with bearded dragons. They'd be like, no, like the
Cis people bad.
Trans women, trans women are the most valuable because they give more birth. Like, because that's what transphobia really is. Like, trans misogyny specifically is you're a woman that can't give birth, so you're useless. Like, that's essentially what that is.
That's right.
Damn, that's so crazy.
So they would do the opposite. And they'd be like, down with cis lizards. Down with sizzlers. Scissors.
Or the
scissors.
The scissors. Sipping on some scissors. I wonder if the cis lizards, like, gaslight the trans lizard and it's like, you don't give birth. Why are you so obsessed with, because you know how, like, cis women, like, gaslight trans women about periods? Yeah. It's like, what do you mean? Why are you so obsessed with having a period?
Yeah. But yeah. And this, again, climate change, this is happening more and more in bearded dragons.
Fascinating.
Like, over the course of the last 100 years, there are way more trans bearded dragons than there used to be.
Bearded dragons are a reptile, right?
Yes.
Okay. But all these other, there were amphibians and stuff too, so that doesn't even really
fish,
matter.
which is its own thing.
Yeah.
And birds.
Yeah.
Butterflies. It's in like nearly every part of the animal kingdom.
Wow.
And some plants. Like, it's all over the place. We're going to get into the plants in a couple minutes. Green sea turtles has basically the same shit going on as the bearded lizards, the bearded dragons. So again, the warmer temperatures will change eggs to female regardless of their genetics. So near the equator, where climate change is hitting the most, 87 to 99% of turtles born are female, depending on the season. We've had numbers as low as 87% and as high as 99% female turtles. There's like basically no dudes anymore because the waters are so warm.
Damn.
Yeah.
No wonder I worry, like, warm weather so much, because I hate dudes.
Yeah. Well, what does that say about me?
Grew up in Wisconsin. You can't help it. You're used to fucking Antarctica weather.
Yeah. But I did leave Wisconsin, where I was a man, and then I moved to California, and now I'm a woman.
No!
So
we might cut that part because the transphobes are going to take that fully out of context.
Did the temperature trans me?
I feel like the temperature didn't trans you based on your life story. But
I agree, but it's a jokey joke, and I'm going to leave it in because it's funny. The trans people will laugh, and the cis people will do whatever they're going to do.
Yeah, true. That's so insane. I wonder if, okay, you know how there's a huge culture for trans women, specifically in Thailand?
Yes.
Because it's warm as fuck down there.
Yes.
Bitch. Okay, continue.
There's also the Mushe, very close to the equator. The highest percentage of trans people, like, globally, very close to the equator. We do seem to have a higher percentage of trans women near the equator.
There is a huge genocide.
And they don't really have trans men as much there.
Fascinating. Are all the trans guys in, like, Canada or some shit then? Like,
it would be really funny if it broke down like that.
Yeah.
Like, we should actually see if that's the case.
If you're a trans guy living in a really cold fucking place, leave a comment. And if you're a trans woman living in a really warm place, leave a comment.
Yeah,
I'm fascinated
please
with that.
do. I really, really want to know.
Yeah, we gotta do our own, like, studies on this. That's so fascinating.
Because, like, the green sea turtle thing, they looked at, like, the north side of Australia and the south side of Australia. On the north side of Australia, like by the Great Barrier Reef, 99% female turtles. On the south side, closer to the South Pole, they're at like 67% female.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's just the continent of Australia.
Literally just Australia from
that,
top to bottom.
That big.
Shout out to our Australian listeners.
Yeah,
Hi,
if
Marcy.
you're from, yeah.
I hope Marcy's still watching. She's been my friend for like 18 years.
Oh, wow.
Something like that. Never met her physically, but...
internet friend.
Yeah.
Some of the coolest people I've met were on the internet, so...
And I think she's one of our biggest supporters, I think. Because we have a shockingly large listenership in Australia. And I think it's basically her just sending our episodes
like
to people.
word of mouth marketing for us. God bless her.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Marcy.
Marcy.
Yeah.
Shout out Marcy.
We love Marcy. So, all right. So now I'm going to talk about a couple of plants. That's, I don't have like a ton of details about them, but there's something called the Erycema triphylium.
Okay.
Or the Erycema triphyllum. Erycema, I think that's how it is. Erycema triphyllum, which over the lifetime of one of these, it will start as being no sex.
Okay.
It will become male.
Okay.
And then it will become hermaphroditic, and then it will become female by the end of its life. And just that's the natural cycle of this plant. Over the course of time, it goes male, hermaphrodite, female, and starts like when it's like a sapling or whatever. It doesn't have gender at all.
Okay.
It doesn't have sex at all.
Wow.
Then there is the Erycema dracontium, which is capable of changing its sex back and forth on a yearly basis, depending on, I don't know, just
Oh, so it's like a gender fluid.
totally. Yeah.
Wow.
But because trees live longer and slower, it takes them a year.
So cool.
Yeah. They'll be, this year I'm going to be a girl. This year I'm going to be a boy.
That's fucking dope.
This year I'll spray my pollen everywhere. This year I'll collect pollen. I don't know. Whatever.
I'm a tree. It's fine.
We'll
I got
see
time.
how I feel. Yeah. The striped maple tree is sequentially hermaphroditic.
Okay.
If you cut off its branches or it becomes sick for any reason, it changes sex.
Really?
Regardless of which one it started as, if you start chopping off its branches, it's going to switch to the other sex. If it's a male tree, it's going to be a female tree. If it's a female tree, it's going to be a male tree.
I
It's
wonder
like,
why that is.
I don't know. Something about the healing process, something about like, this is what it does. The striped maple tree.
Do trees go through puberty?
They must.
Is it like going through a new puberty every time?
I don't think so, but maybe.
I wonder if
Because trees will like, in the springtime, they'll like grow the stuff they need to do the reproduction. I don't know if trees just always have the capability of growing either, but like normally they stick to one. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I also spent most of my time looking at animals rather than plants.
Yeah. I wonder if like something about going through a puberty because your body's like growing actively and like producing hormones and stuff, maybe that like helps it recover
It's
if it's sick or
possible.
something.
Yeah. Fuck if
I wonder
know.
if it has to do with that. It's
Yeah.
just a guess, but
Yeah. Are you ready to talk about mammals?
yes, I am.
Great. So we're going to start with lions.
Oh, okay. They have trans lions?
We do have trans lions.
Bitch.
They don't like change sex, but they do fully transition socially. A female lion with high testosterone levels, especially if there might not be a man around, will grow a mane and fully take on all male social roles. She will roar, she will mark territory, she will attempt to mate with females. She can't,
That's so cool.
but she will. You can find images of like basically trans dude lions on the internet. I've seen a lot of posts about it lately.
Wow.
Probably just my algorithm because I've been Googling trans animals a lot.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, here you go. Here you go.
I wonder if they had a society like ours. Like, you know how 100 years ago, like, they had the bearded lady in the circus thing, which was, I feel like, usually just a woman with PCOS. I wonder if they would do that to the, like, trans lions.
You know?
Like, if they don't grow that much of a
Yeah.
beard and still present kind of female, just
Yeah.
like, oh, look at this freak of a bearded lady.
But they'll end up switching from being able to birth kids to being infertile.
Wow.
Yeah. It just like shuts off the female parts,
And this happens if there's, like, not enough, like, cis male lions around.
basically.
That's so fascinating.
Yep.
Yeah, because if they're in a, like, pack, or I don't know what they call a group of lions that are a community, but
pride.
like the pride. That's right. I watched Lion King. What am I doing? Yeah, I wonder if, like, just because nature's like, oh, like, you need at least a male to keep this species alive, it's just, you know, their body just kind of conforms to it, I wonder.
I know, like, the female lions do all the hunting and the gathering, and the male lions are just kind of like there as protectors. So you kind of like, but also the females are protectors too, mostly of the kids.
Yeah.
But like the male lions tend to be larger and
Yeah, so it's more
will
intimidating.
fight off, you
Yeah.
know, whatever.
More aggressive because of hormones, too. That's what tea does to you. It just
Exactly.
makes you a horny, angry bitch.
It's more complicated than that, but
Yeah.
for this episode, I'll leave it
Yeah.
because we don't need to get into the whole thing. It's in a previous episode and probably a future episode. We'll talk about it. Mice.
Okay.
There is a pretty recent study out of the Francis Crick Institute where they are able to change a single letter in a mouse's DNA, and it will make even if it's an adult mouse, it will just fully change sex.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like, what physically happens to the mouse?
It fully physically transforms to the other sex.
Oh, like, so if it's a female mouse, it'll, like, grow, like, a penis and
Testes, penis, yep, fully transition all the way over. And if it's a male mouse, the reverse happens.
That's so fucking fascinating.
Yeah. If they just switch one gene, one letter of one gene.
And then does the mouse like it, or is it like dysphoric after?
I don't know that they've asked.
I gotta go to PetSmart and talk to some mice now. I'll be like, hey, are any of you trans? Because a scientist did it? How do you feel about it? I'd like to interview you on our podcast.
I would love to interview a mouse on the podcast.
Right?
That would be fantastic. What an episode that would be. We asked this mouse whether it likes being trans. The answer will shock you.
Yeah. It's just the mouse going,
wow, that's amazing. We'll put subtitles on
Yeah.
it. Yeah, we'll come up with the most like heartbreaking trans story you've ever heard.
Or it's a detransitioner that doesn't want to go on our podcast but joins Turning Point USA to push propaganda. I got jokes today. I'm sorry.
Poor Mickey. Mickey got radicalized.
Mickey became Michaela against Mickey's will.
It's a sad day. This is fascinating in part because mice are one of the closest species to humans genetically that exist, that like that's why we use them for testing on things.
I was gonna say
before we test it on humans. Their life cycle specifically so closely mirrors ours, but just like it's way shorter. Like they live like 3 or 4 years, and over the course of those 3 or 4 years, everything that happens in essentially the same percentage rate that it does in a human's life.
Wow.
So like a lot of times if they want to test like, is this going to cause cancer in humans? They'll test if like a mouse gets it over the course of a year, and they'll be like, oh, if it gets it in a year, then a human will probably get it in 20 years. And like it lines up pretty perfectly.
What are they doing to the DNA that changes it specifically? Do you know?
I didn't think we were going to get that nitty gritty about it, but
I
didn't write it down, but like I have the study. I'm gonna link to all of my sources. In the description. So if you want to read about any of this stuff, I'm not just making it up, you know.
Have they done any studies on mice of like mice taking on different roles?
This is a recent enough thing that I don't think they've even had follow-up studies. It's still like they like just did this.
I would never stop working if I was a scientist doing this. I'd be like, this is amazing. Now we gotta fucking figure this out. Now we gotta do another study. I would just never sleep. Be like a mad scientist. Like, I gotta figure this out. I just think this is so fascinating.
It is fascinating.
Yeah.
Because like if you Google, can mammals change sex? The vast majority of sources are just like, no.
Well, they haven't studied it sounds like.
Exactly. Yeah. So like this is recent, and it's a new discovery that like there are mammals that are capable of fully changing sex. One of those is humans. It's not to the degree that it's happening in mice. Like I didn't grow ovaries, I think.
Yeah,
I haven't checked. I haven't looked. I don't think I did, but I know that like my sex has changed in transitioning. The stuff doesn't have the same functionality that it used to.
Our friend, she was telling me that she found out she has an intersex condition as well. Yeah. It's something about the way like the penis tilts or something. I forget exactly what it is, but yeah, she found out, and it's like a common one. Like I guess it like affects like 10% of those assigned male at birth. It's like a really common intersex condition.
Huh.
Yeah.
Because I got something like that.
Yeah, I guess it's 10% of AMAB folks experience that. Yeah.
Maybe 10% of AMAB folks are trans.
It's possible.
Who knows?
Yeah.
If you got the right penis tilt.
At the very least, intersex, you know?
Yeah.
I think there's a lot more people that are intersex amongst humans than we like to believe.
If your penis bends, your gender amends.
Bars.
Just saying. But yeah, so like as we have learned through trans people existing, if you administer an opposite sex hormone to a person, it physically changes our bodies. We do check out our physical and emotional changes of HRT episode if you want to learn more about that. But like humans change sex. People love to say like, you didn't change your sex, you changed your gender. And it's like, if you're on hormones, it
changes your sex.
You're changing your sex.
Hormones literally change your sex. I don't know why people don't understand that.
Yeah.
Like
it's like if you can have an XY female of all these other species, why couldn't we have an XY female in a human species?
It's kind of like there's you know Fight Club the movie? Of course you do.
Of course I do.
If I know the movie, you do. There's that like like cancer, or it's like no, it's prostate cancer. It's like a support group the main character goes to, and there's a guy in that scene Bob, yes, he's growing tits because like his hormones are now out of whack, because his T levels are low because he's got cancer that's affecting his like reproductive organs that produce testosterone.
Bob has bitch tits.
Yeah, Bob has bitch tits.
That's the line.
Yeah.
It's one of the opening lines in the movie.
Literally. But like even that on its own, like, and that man still identifies as a man, you know, like, but also his body is it's trying to become the opposite. That's why we say sex and gender are two separate things, but like your sex can physically change.
Yeah. I would argue that my gender didn't change and my sex did.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Like transsexual might even be a better term for me than transgender. Because like my gender was always female, regardless of whether I was allowed to express it.
Yeah.
And my sex may have been male before, but it sure ain't now.
Yeah. I know the reason they stopped using transsexual as much was because when you say transsexual, it has the word sex in it. And then like, you know, queer people and women tend to be very like sexualized. So it was like to make it seem like less of like a kink thing that people tried to place on trans women specifically. Like we kind of switched it. But like a lot of trans women.
And it's also because some transgender people don't transition.
Yeah,
so like they
so
are
it's more of an umbrella.
Actually not transsexual.
Yeah, transgender I feel like is more of an umbrella term.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Transgender encompasses a lot of things.
Yeah, but I know so many binary trans women that identify as transsexual because, you know, it makes more sense to them. And especially like older trans people, you know, like older trans people in general, the men and the women.
That's also because like when they were transitioning, it was the only term that existed.
Yeah, so they've had that
was
label.
The scientific term for it.
Yeah.
Like, and if you weren't diagnosed as a transsexual, you couldn't get treatment. So like they needed to fight to be allowed to be called transsexual so that they could live their lives.
Yeah.
So at that point, it's a pride word, you know? It's like, I'm glad I'm transsexual. I fought hard for this label.
Yeah, and I will continue to use it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I respect that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Just because there's dumb people who like take it wrong and whatever, like doesn't mean it doesn't have meaning.
Exactly.
But so this is the interesting thing. All mammals have both genetic pathways for male and female. All mammals. And the only way that one of those pathways is capable of expressing, the only way that you're able to either become male or become female, is if those genes fully suppress the other genes.
Okay.
If you are a cis woman, you are only a cis woman because your genes repressed all male genes that existed in your genome and repressed the parts of your body that are capable of becoming male. The female parts of you were like, no. And if you are male, your male genes looked at your female genes and were like, no.
And it just overrides
You're going to turn off and you're never going to turn on. But that doesn't mean that the genes aren't there. And it doesn't mean that the genes can't be turned on. And as we know from trans people, it's very easy to just switch that balance.
Yeah.
Turn on all the female genes, turn off all the male genes, or vice versa.
That's why when they say trans people have like a disconnect from the mind and body, because your body could do one thing, but you're mentally still not that thing. It really is a misfiring.
And so if the repression part of the process is disrupted in any way, the other pathway might end up being partially expressed, which is how you get intersex people. Because like there was, for some reason, something going on with the genome that was like, I can't fully suppress the other part. I think that happens a lot more commonly than we know of.
Yeah.
Because, again, we only look for the physical evidence
and
of
that's
intersex.
just the outer.
Also physical outer, because we don't even look at physical inner, because also how fucked up would it be to slice a baby open as soon as it's born to check on whether or not it's intersex?
But we still, the fucked up thing about that, and like shout out to any intersex people that are watching this, by the way. Because
also check out our episode, Trans Rights Are Intersex Rights.
We're so misogynistic and obsessed with reproduction and like you must be one or the other, that when somebody is born intersex, almost immediately they're performing a surgery.
Yeah.
potentially against that person's will.
Almost certainly against that person's will.
I've seen so many comments and videos from intersex people being like, yeah, when I was underage, someone performed a surgery on me without telling me about it because they decided I'm this gender.
It's fucked.
We're so obsessed with putting people in a box that we even go to that extent. Yep. And then that's why it's important, I think, to include people that are in the middle of the spectrum as well. You know, both physically and in their mind, who they are as a person inside, because that, like, those people also exist. And it is okay if someone has a little bit of both going on externally or internally. That's fine.
Yeah.
But we're misogynistic and everyone has to fit in a box. It's control. It's so crazy.
It's patriarchy in a nutshell. But yeah, so that's what I have on Tranimals.
Yeah. Damn. This was a good episode.
Hopefully you have learned a lot.
Yes.
I certainly did, just doing the research.
Me
and
too.
reading about all these animals.
My mind is blown.
You can go down to the description if you want to find any of the sources that I used for this information to prove that I'm not just making shit up or pulling it out of my ass or whatever. Last thoughts, takeaways?
It's just also fascinating. This makes me want to go down more rabbit holes.
I have a lot of new thoughts and ideas.
This is the ADHD, but it makes me want to go back to school and be a scientist and study this shit. I'm not going to do that, but I don't have that kind of attention span. But
fair enough.
Yeah.
So, thanks for watching, and we will be back with another episode. And
stay tuned.
We love you.
Yeah, we love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Check out our Patreon. Like, subscribe, comment.
Yep. Hit the notification bell.
We would love all those things. Send us an email, thegenderyap@gmail.com.
Yeah. See you next time. Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.
Where we believe in science. We don't believe in God. Only science.